My name is Phoebe, I am 15, and I have always lived in the Blue Mountains. My father's South African, and my mother is third-generation English. But what if I had been born a First Nations boy, and my ancestry was that of the Darug or Gundungurra people? The grim reality is that incarceration would probably be a part of my future. First Australians are 15 times more likely to be imprisoned than non-Indigenous Australians. Half of all 10 to 17-year-olds in jail are Indigenous, and more than 30% of all Indigenous males will come before corrective services. In 1992, there were 15,000 Indigenous prisoners, and by 2016, this had more than doubled to 38,800. These figures are staggering and place Australian prison rates for our Indigenous people well above the US for African Americans. The reconviction rates are no better, and the continuing cycle is one of a sense of hopelessness, poverty, dispossession, and disenfranchisement. We know that Indigenous death and suicide rates are unacceptably high, and we have had royal commissions on this matter. To move forward, we all need to come on board. Every level of society in Australia needs to be aware of the problem and help to solve it. Firstly, keeping Indigenous people out of the prison system is central to change, and recently established Indigenous-controlled Koori and Murray courts look to be a positive way forward. Secondly, Aboriginal community health services are a successful model of healthcare delivery, whereby Indigenous people are responsible for a culturally sensitive health service, and this should be extended across the country. Thirdly, access to a range of educational services, a higher outcome in school attendance, and Year 12 attainment are also central and imperative to improving employment and health outcomes. The National Agreement on Closing the Gap is a positive partnership between federal, state, and local governments and the coalition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peak organisations. In local terms, this means that my local Blue Mountain City Council should seek advice on culturally significant matters with an Aboriginal Advisory Council. A small start has been an Aboriginal Culture and Resource Centre that provides support networks for elders and a social group for elders. School students in my area are being exposed to the Indigenous elders and their culture. Yet really, First Australians need to not only be a part of our history, they need to be a part of our lives. Their culture and customs should surround us. We need to see more Indigenous students in all of our schools. We need to hear more of their stories. We need to give them a positive voice, and we need to listen. At school, we should learn about the local tribes and have greater opportunities to reach out and bridge the physical gap which I feel in my community. Most importantly, our relationship needs to be all about mutual understanding and respect. We all need to learn more about cultural awareness and the importance of connection to family and country. A 14-year-old Darug boy should feel the same sense of excitement about their future as I do about mine.